Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the Star Wars 6-inch Blackline series Director Krennic from Star Wars Rogue One. This guy being the director and officer, I wanted to bring in General Hux from Star Wars The Force Awakens. As you can kind of see with these officers, generals, directors, they kind of have the same type style, at least outfit, even though this is taking 30 years apart. So as you can see, the silver belt buckle going here, kind of the way the shirt is, how it kind of comes down here below the belt, kind of like almost like a skirt. Then also the way that the legs are done. So the same pants that they used them 30 years later in The Force Awakens. Also with the almost knee-high or the knee-high platinum boots. Same thing over here with General Hux. So a lot of things were change up on troopers, with the stormtroopers. There's a lot of similarities, stuff like that, but these guys pretty much just always stayed the same, very kind of clean cut. So just wanted to kind of show you that for comparison. One last comparison that I wanted to do is show it with a couple of the guys that he commands. So we have the Death Trooper, or maybe he's like an elite Death Trooper. This is a Target exclusive. Then you have the hover tank pilot over here. So he stands, pretty tall with all of them, about the same size as this guy here. So anyways, giving you guys a 360 of Director Krennic. I think this guy looks really good. My store, I picked it up at Target. They actually had, I think, two of these, or maybe two or three of them, and all of them, because I'm always looking for the eyes to see like which one has the best eyes. All three of them were fine. So that may not be the case at your particular store or your experience, but that's what it was with mine. So hopefully they're correcting that, and the little eye problem that they've always had. So the cape, it's pretty simple. You can see a couple patterns here. I know it's white. Maybe I can get that in the shade there. So you can kind of see a couple little patterns here going over here. It looks like maybe a couple of pockets that don't open, or that he could put his arms through maybe if he wanted to. But to remove this, it's very simple. I like the way that how it stays just, on the shoulders, and it'll just stay there like that. So easy to remove if you wanted to, and you just set this to the side. He does come with a blaster. Kind of messed up the scope here, but to get an idea what that looks like, it's basically just molded in this kind of gray plastic. You can see a little bit of brown going throughout here and on the handle and on the other side as well. He can hold that in either hand because he has trigger fingers for both hands here, and can fit the finger in the trigger or whatever. I forget exactly, but he can put his finger on the trigger on both hands. So, all right. So as far as I talked about that face, so you can kind of see the eyes here. But you got the nice blue eyes. You can see there's a black dot in there in the center of the blue. Then you have some white on the outside. And then the top of the eyes, you have like a black line going across, which I think looks good. You can see the gray eyebrows to match the hair. Everything looks good. There's no paint splatter going anywhere. Then with the other little pieces where you do have some paint, you can see there's some gray on each side. And then this was done really well. And I looked on, I think it was either two or three. It might have been two. I think there were three C3POs to where all these were done, really well. I didn't see any like blue or red paint or gray paint, splattered anywhere or on one place that it shouldn't be. So it was done really well. The belt, you can see there's a little gray piece over here. Then you also have these little three things back here with some gray paint. So everything looking nice. Everything that's supposed to be shiny black, with the gloves, the holster over here, the belt and everything, the boots, all looks really good. So as far as articulation goes, the head obviously on a ball joint up here, so this can move around however you need to. You also have the neck joint going back and forth. You have the shoulder joints where they go in and out. They also rotate all the way around. You have the elbow bend 90 degrees going back and forth, rotates here. Wrist rotate, and they go left to right. This one up here, left to right. Then the waist is located right above the belt, so you can have, you know, it's on a ball joint. You can kind of see that in there, maybe, where you can turn and kind of bend it back and forth however you need to. But I can imagine that this would be one of those characters where you'd be putting in all kinds of weird positions and like striking poses. Just he's the director. I imagine you just put the cape on him and he'd just, you know, kind of stand there, kind of like I had General Hux. But anyways, with the legs, you know, they go back and forth, in and out. This is a soft rubbery plastic, so you can get a little bit more movement, and you have the splits down here through the sides. You also have the thigh cut located right here, so you can get some more movement out of that. The knees, they almost are, they go 90 degrees. They're double jointed here, but because this is thick throughout here, this is about as much as it's going to go, which is totally fine. Boots, or the bottom of the foot, rotates like so and goes front and back. So, you know, I usually, with Hux, it's easier because he has his, you know, this trench coat area. He has it on the you know, inside of his arm, so he can put his hands back there, and it looks really cool with that pose. Director Krennic, you know, it kind of messes with the way that this sits on his shoulders. I guess that looks all right. But if you just had your, let's say, the hands, I don't know. I like to put, yeah, it looks a little bit better that way. I just like always putting the hands behind them. I think that looks more like a general and director. And besides, he's got like his trigger fingers out, so I think that kind of looks weird. But anyways, a couple little poses for him. I think that this is, you know, kind of the best one for him. I mean, you're not going to do like some crazy getting on one knee and shooting his gun pose. Maybe you do, but anyways, that's a look at General Krennic. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.